September 7th, 2017. 143 million Americans wake up to news that is not a rumor. Names, social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, stolen from the company whose job is to know if you can be trusted with credit. Equifax. How does the guardian of identity files become the leak? Tonight's corporate breach case is Equifax 2017. A known patch, a dispute portal, an expired certificate, and roughly 147 million US consumers in the final government tally. Figures from Equifax disclosures, congressional reports, and the 2019 FTC settlement. Full links in the description. We cite counts. We don't invent them. This is not a loyalty app breach. Equifax sits on the spine of American credit. Lenders check it. Landlords check it. Employers check it. The data is not a password you can rotate. A social security number is a lifetime key. When the bureau bleeds, the blast radius is half the country and the fear lasts years. Equifax is one of the big three U.S. credit reporting agencies, alongside Experian and TransUnion. It does not need your permission to hold a file on you. It aggregates financial history, public records, and dispute paperwork. Invisible until you apply for a loan or until the file walks out the door. On September 7th, Equifax disclosed a cybersecurity incident. The first public number, about 143 million US consumers, primarily names, social security numbers, birth dates, and addresses. In some cases, driver's license numbers. Smaller slices included credit card numbers and dispute documents. The company that grades your trust had lost the raw ingredients of impersonation. Picture the call center worker explaining fraud on your mortgage application, while the real you is innocent. Picture the parent learning a child's SSN is already for sale. Equifax later offered monitoring and freezes. Many consumers heard that as the arsonist selling smoke detectors. The human beat is simple. You cannot change your past like a password. Rewind to March 2017. Apache discloses CVE 2017-5638, a critical flaw in the Struts web framework. US CERT warns the ecosystem. Apache ships March 7th. Equifax later said its security organization was aware and tried to find vulnerable systems. The dispute portal still had a door open when attackers arrived in May. Here is the first turn. The vulnerability was not secret. The patch was not theoretical. The failure was execution on an internet-facing app tied to consumer disputes. Hold that question. If March knew, why was May still possible? On September 15th, Equifax named the vector. Apache Struts, an open-source framework behind the online dispute portal. Attackers abused a known class of web application flaw. Plain English. They sent malicious input through a normal-looking web request and got code execution on the server. No Hollywood zero-day myth required. A maintenance item became a national event. Equifax said unauthorized access to certain files ran from May 13th through July 30th, 2017. Weeks inside a credit bureau environment, mapping, querying databases, pulling consumer dispute imagery and personal fields. The intrusion stopped when the portal went offline, July 30th. The damage did not. Walk the path. March patch published. Scanning and patching efforts missed the dispute portal or finished too late. May Struts exploit on a public-facing app. Lateral movement and database queries inside the credit environment. Data exfiltration while monitoring is blind. July 29th, certificate renewed, suspicious traffic finally visible. July 30th, portal pulled. August 2nd, Mandiant engaged. Congressional reports add a second failure that sounds almost insulting. Traffic inspection on the dispute portal needed a valid SSL certificate to decrypt and watch encrypted sessions. The certificate had expired. House investigators said the monitor sat inactive for about 19 months. On July 29th, teams renewed CERTs. Suspicious traffic appeared almost immediately. You cannot alert on what you cannot see. Employees traced odd traffic to an IP address in China, a country where Equifax said it does not conduct business. They blocked it. More suspicious activity followed. The portal came down. Chief Information Officer David Webb told CEO Richard Smith on July 31st. The public would not hear for another month. August 2nd, Equifax brought in Mandiant and outside counsel. The FBI was notified. Smith later testified the forensic work ran around the clock, figuring out scope, which databases, how many consumers, what fields left the building. On August 15th, he learned consumer personal information had been taken. The board was briefed August 24th and 25th, weeks after the CEO knew. Second turn, governance lag meets identity stakes. While investigators counted rows, consumers still had no idea. When the guardian of credit files bleeds, silence is not neutral. It is a second failure. The headline number hardened. Congressional and settlement language settled on about 147 million US. Consumers as the affected population. Equifax had also identified limited unauthorized access for consumers in the United Kingdom and Canada. One bureau. Many countries' trust fractured from Atlanta. Beyond the giant count, Equifax listed painful subsets. Roughly 209,000 credit card numbers. About 182,000 dispute documents with personal identifying information. Dispute files are where consumers argue errors on their reports. Scans, letters, evidence. Attackers did not just steal abstracts. They touched the paperwork of fights over credit truth. The reaction was volcanic. Freezes, hearings, memes about a breach company offering credit monitoring. Equifax's website and call centers strained. Richard Smith faced Congress in October. On September 26th, he retired. The Chief Information Officer and Chief Security Officer were gone too. Careers ended over a patch and a certificate. House and Senate investigators published damning postmortems. Themes, accountability gaps between security policy and operations, expired certificates at scale, one report cited hundreds, and the dispute portal sitting in the blast radius. Not a single mystery bug. A stack of boring maintenance, failures on the most sensitive data in consumer finance. In July 2019, regulators announced a global settlement up to $700 million. FTC, CFPB, and dozens of states. Up to $425 million for consumer compensation and related relief. $100 million civil penalty to the CFPB. Oversight and security requirements for years. Big numbers. Many consumers saw little cash in hand. The irony is structural. Equifax did not need your consent to hold your file, but needed your trust to exist. Attackers did not need to breach every bank. They needed one Unpatched Struts app on a portal consumers rarely visit, and time while monitors were blind. Concentration risk with a credit bureau face. Third turn. If your detection depends on a certificate renewal ticket nobody owns, you do not have detection. You have luck. And luck is not a control on Social Security numbers. Stack the receipts. 147 million Americans. 209,000 card numbers. $700 million on the settlement table. CEO and security leadership gone. Cost of failure, measured in identity you cannot unsteal. Cleanup is blunt. Patch internet-facing frameworks on disclosure time, not next quarter. Treat certificate expiry like a save one. It is visibility, not paperwork. Segment crown jewel databases from dispute portals. Test monitoring with expired CERT chaos drills. And freeze credit by default when the Bureau itself proves freezes matter. Boring controls beat dramatic post-mortems. Open questions remain. How many enterprises still run Struts instances, nobody inventories? How many IDS pipes are blind because a CERT expired quietly? Who watches the credit bureaus when they become the breach? Equifax answered with hearings, and a nation learning its SSN is not a secret. Which corporate failure should we open the file on next? Comment below. This was corporate breach. Sources include Equifax disclosures, the FTC and CFPB settlement, House and Senate investigative reports, Reuters, and CEO testimony. Full links in the description.